Just gonna start. No topics are pulled. I'm not ready, but I just wanted to pop on because I haven't popped on, I think, in a bit. The last one was getting on to clarify a statement, and that's in the past. Where I am in the present, well, it's midday, day off number two. This is it. We work every day, and we hope we have some free time in between. I won't deny, I wish it was a bit more social out in the world that I live in, but this is my connection. Nothing can come between this connection and myself. So, what I've been thinking about first, as everybody knows, and yes, I know I'm quite possibly talking to myself for now. I'm sure people will come in and watch the replay. And if you're in the chat, I can't see it right now because I want to focus on the topic at hand because I have to get up and get on with the getting on, as I usually say. I watched a movie last night, as I like to watch many movies, especially foreign films. I find often that American cinema, while they have a lot of good ins, and I love my gore and I love my vulgar comedy, it seems more about, I don't know, the bells and whistles and the flashes. And if you can tell by the channel that I've been, I don't know if I should say running here, but the channel that of which I'm a part of, there's no big introduction. There's no flashy graphics. I haven't taken the time to make this look all polished. And while that might help the channel's growth, it's always ever been about the voice and a microphone and a camera so you can see. And hopefully that all converts to something that people can relate to. So, with that, this movie, it wasn't South Korean, which is usually my favorite. This one, if I don't even know the language it was in, but it's the message, it's the topics that hit home, and what was so brilliant about this film, and it's called The Hater, currently on Netflix. I think it was, I don't know, Polish or definitely not German. Sounded Russian. I cannot tell you what language it's in, but if you can read subtitles and follow with a brilliant storyline that might have you questioning everything, I highly recommend it. And I bring you to that to explain where I'm at after watching such a film. The film paints a picture of somebody who is probably, for all intents and purposes, well to do, finds themselves in a position of influence, gets kicked out of law school, and ends up in some website. Uh, and it's a website that he later learns is influenced by somebody. And he finds a little knack and a talent for making other people on the internet and public officials look bad. You make a mistake, he'll make the campaign to have you canceled. And it just got so deep into the whole sphere that we live in, this social media game and this world that we're in, where I think it's status quo now. The new status quo for those of us that turned our TVs off, I don't know how many years ago now, and refused to watch the mainstream because it makes us ill. And now we are in this age of the internet. We rely on it more so. People call it right stream media because if you want to see left wing talking points, liberal talking points, you can pretty much turn on that TV and you'll see something bashing either a right wing persona or somebody whoever is good at bridging the gap. I've noticed I've noticed other people in politics other than Trump thus far. When I've seen the memes and after watching something like last night where I see Trump's meme of his picture in Georgia where he surrendered to have the picture taken, being used in like Mama Fratelli and the Goonies, and it makes me think like who's really behind all these campaigns. I know there's no shortage of people that want to have a good laugh, and hell, yes, some of them are funny. But how easy it is apparently to buy accounts to make it look like something is bigger than it really is on the internet, with AI at the forefront, with the ability to yes purchase the power that should come with the voice, but actually making the voice appear more powerful than it is. So if you see profile A with, you know, 1,000 followers versus profile B with 4 million followers, but 4 million of those followers were all purchased bot accounts from India or something, which apparently is a very popular and easy thing to do, you're automatically going to conflate the person with the larger sub count with truth. That's just the that's just the game. It's a numbers game, and numbers on the internet equal stats, and that becomes what we believe more so to be credible or true. It's hard to navigate the world as it is to know what is true and what is not. There, common sense is no longer common. Truth has become stranger than fiction. We do live in a world of conspiracy. We are completely covered in conspiracy, and I no longer know what to call conspiracy versus the truth versus the lie, especially. And I'll never stop talking about how it was invented. The notion of the conspiracy theory was invented to make the person talking about the conspiracy seem completely, vilified, the black sheep, crazy, don't you dare think out of the box. But there's a lot of boxes and there's a lot of people that have spoken, and now I find myself oversaturated with information that I know I personally can't verify, and I'm kind of getting tired of going along with where I view to be the majority of people believing, and me going, well, this is the category and the group that I identify with. And since we're all thinking alike, I never want to be, I am the natural skeptic. I cannot believe something is true because I hear it more often than not. I cannot care if I feel people within my audience would not appreciate if I disavow. Like, let me put this on cement. Should have done this on Stuck in the Middle. The Mountain Dew thing, I don't believe within a fiber in my being that Mountain Dew in any way was rubbing in our faces that the Maui fire is and was a thing, still is a thing. I'm certain that more mainstream outlets wave things in our faces, such as other examples of 9/11. But if we're going to delve into this commentary, I need to have more clear examples than just it's what the elite and the Illuminati do. How do you know? I aside from I don't have the arrogance to say I think better and I know the truth any better than you do. I don't have that within me, but I would like as a group to start talking about the things that don't make sense to me, to help me as the person that's blessed with the microphone where people actually it might be a few, but to me it means a lot. Listen to me and hear what I have to say. I'm trying to understand the world a little bit better. So anyway, again, once again with this movie, learning how it just took one sociopath, which is the main character of this movie called The Hater on Netflix, who went and played both sides and found out that the company he works for was politically connected, did a complete smear job, hit job, and orchestrated a mass shooting, all for a website, all for a campaign, and all for a win by manipulating the masses. And it wasn't through mainstream outlets. It was not through the government. This is the government has infiltrated us just as much. Well, I don't even think we've infiltrated them. Now, this is where I'm going to get off kilter. The deep state or the three-letter agencies, they don't serve the people, they serve the government. They're hand in hand, and you cannot convince me. I hope you can. I'm open to it, but you can't convince me that these people are actually looking out for our security. They want to keep us secured and paying their taxes and doing our 9 to 5s, but do they have any greater interest in exposing the truth and having us illuminated to what's really going on? Hell no. They want us blind, deaf, dumb, and ignorant. And I don't really know anymore, truly, if we are more focused on the actual act of voting or the illusion that our vote counts. So, yes, as I mentioned, I'm looking at other people aside from Trump. Vivek and RFK have my attention, but I still want to see Trump's constitutional right to participate. And I want to see the people. I want to see the people stand up for themselves and not get J6th again, where we're told just because we spoke out against the status quo that we are the bad people. And even as a Democrat, even as a liberal, I was rooting for January 6th because I knew it was an example of people that were pissed off. And I love how people still write off, even though it's black and white and in print. We had provocateurs and FBI agents on the grounds, inciting and arranging, and local PD. Just like with Maui, with every offer to have the emergency broadcasting system regarding the waterways, apparently, with the fire departments, please fact check everything. Keep me on my toes, by all means. And somebody had to step down because they didn't do the proper procedure to ensure safety of the American people and our property. It went for maximized damage as far as I'm concerned. And I don't have the know-how and the research to come to a proper conclusion that it wasn't something nefarious. It seems very unnatural, and there's a lot of examples I don't fully understand, but I will continue to try because while I'm alive and I have breath in my lungs, what else can I do but try to understand the world around me and hope to believe that I can reach that thing called the truth that has become so elusive this day and age. We've never been in a more gray area in the duration of our lives, in my opinion. But I'm sure everybody in their lifetime that's been so convinced the end is nigh has felt that way. So I don't like to be the alarmist, but I am losing. I'm disenfranchised not only by our government, but by our people and how easily we are divided. And I don't know that there's too many people on both sides, including our side, the right, the left, the middle, the green, whatever. I don't think a lot of us want to unify. I don't think a lot of us want to kumbaya and talk it out and hash it out. We're more interested in saying, you're ridiculous for being on that side. This is where the righteousness is. All the while, it is still the government laughing all the way to the bank through the legislation that they passed bipartisanly while doing their political theater in front of us, having us so convinced that they're really at each other's throats when they're getting their checks from the same people. We have legislation that has made bribery legal. Why I don't This is why I'm disenfranchised. We as a people, I feel, have seen enough. We are right up to here. I think we've gone beyond that with our government, but they still stand, and we know deep down we have to be governed, that we need a government. We don't want anarchy. There are some that claim they do, but until it comes, I don't think they really do. So, what is the solution? That's what I want to find out. Will it be within my lifetime? I don't know, but I have no peace of mind knowing that I live in a world where lying is the status quo and the truth is something that's always meant to be hidden. And that is where I find myself confused for now. I hope tonight I can come back. I have some kind of injury on my ankle, which might be a result of gout or something. So a little bit of pain. Still got to work full time. Nothing's ever going to stop. At least that's where we have our solidarity, American people. We work our asses off, and we're rewarded with nothing. We're rewarded with fluff. We're rewarded with, you know, going to out whatever channels say what we want to hear or our groups, and we never really allow ourselves to be challenged. You can ask questions, but when you're given an answer that you find dissatisfactory, you tune out, and that is a problem. And there are a lot of channels that I'm a part of and I'm cool with, that I recognize do not want to hear anything counter to what they believe. A big issue for myself that I'm trying to rectify is I am not a spiritual man. I have some understanding from what I know of the supernatural, but in terms of religion, it is a no go for me. And I am terrified of being open about that because I feel within the audiences and the people that have seen me and hear me, if I say, I don't believe the same way you do, will I be vilified because I'm not in that same box? Will you turn your back on me? Or secretly will you condemn me to hell and pity me but act like my friend in my face? We have to be comfortable with talking about the things that make us the most uncomfortable, or we can hope to gain no progress ever within our present. That's my dog scratching at my door. That should be my cue. QAnon, Q-tard. No. So that's it. If asking questions, and I've never been to a QAnon website to my knowledge, but if that's what I am to be called, so be it. I'm gone for now. I will return. Good night. Or, well, good morrow. It's like 2 o'clock. Oh, hey everybody. Mishka, Angry, Indy, Global, Queen. Tr- Uh, damn it, I always get it wrong. Tennessee Ridge Runner 2. Okay, I'm coming back. Cindy D, my son's life mattered. Fraud Squad, good man right there. Check him out. Check his channel out. I got to mod you. This guy has, he's just a good, simple dude. Simple as that. And since I'm on the actual YouTube, now you can plug your channel here, bro. Todd, good to see you, man. This has been my rant for the midday. Let's see what the night has will bring. I've also, how often? I'm not quitting drinking, but I've stopped drinking for a while. Okay, that's it. End of rant.